Hello everyone, and welcome to another walk around video, this time on the Fiat 500 electric. So this is the Fiat 500 electric, and there are not many Italian electric cars at the moment. You could say they're a little bit beyond the curve, but I'm sure there are more, there will be, like Alfa Romeos, Fiats. We don't get Lancias in the UK anymore, but I'm sure there are going to be more electric cars coming soon. So the specs are all provided in the walk around video by EV Database and the manufacturer as well. So I'll put those up on the screen now whilst you have a look at the car, and also I'll put up the performance figures as well. I'll be doing in the next, I don't know, couple of weeks, I'm hoping to do some acceleration tests and video that. So look out for that. In terms of the styling, to be honest, I think they've really updated sort of that classic 500 silhouette that everyone's familiar with, and sort of giving it a modern twist. What I do like here is sort of you do have these quite wide-ish arches on the front. I'm not sure if black's the best colour for a Fiat 500, but still. And it has that sort of famous wheel at each corner, but it's instantly recognisable. Also, if we go down here as well, I've just noticed that sort of shape you get at the back there. And, you know, there's nice sort of little details, the 500 there. Yeah, I really like it. I think yeah, you're going to notice that I quite like this car. So let's have a look in the boot. As I said, I've already put that specs up on the screen. Okay, in a car this size, it's not going to be huge, is it? But it's quite, you know, you can get all your charging cables, and is there anything underneath? Oh, right, okay, yeah, there is. I didn't know that was underneath there. You know, so you can get squishy bags, you might get a suitcase in. You know, weekly shop, fine. So yeah, let's close that gently. Okay, so now we can have a look inside. So let's open up the door. So the seats are, I think, really, so they feel quite hard wearing, quite supportive, nice, comfortable actually. My only criticism is these ones in this spec are not height adjustable, so you sit up really high, almost like a tennis umpire. Particularly, I mean, I'm only 6'2". I'm not massively tall, but you still do feel sort of really perched up. But nonetheless, nice. They've got this, I'm not sure, sequel. It's actually a really nice material. Okay, so let's have a look at the steering wheel. On the left hand side here, you can toggle through your whatever display that you've got up, and you can switch across navigation, messages, all that type of thing, settings. I generally just have it in the trip meters. So yeah, and here on your right hand side is the cruise control. So the buttons behind here on the steering wheel are for changing a track if you're listening to Spotify or whatever, or changing a radio station. On the right hand side here, they're for volume. It's also adjustable for reach and rake, which is handy. So this is the instrumentation. You can toggle through, but that's where you'd see sort of your trip meters, And it does give you the average consumption in miles to kilowatt hour, your average speed, travel time, all that sort of thing. And you've got 2 of them as well. So quite useful. And then you've got these sort of driving displays as well. So for ergonomics, we have the drive selector here. The only thing being is I sometimes knock my knee against that, and I was wondering if this, rather than being here, then putting it down here on the center console instead, but then there wouldn't sort of be a lead into the glove box. It's, you know, it's just nitpicky, but I keep on a longer journey, I will sort of end up banging my knee like that. And the driving mode selector is here. One thing to note is that, I don't know if you can see that, but normal is actually sport, range is the normal, and Sherpa is eco. And it can be a little bit confusing when you come from other cars that all just use eco, normal and sport. So I don't know why Fiat could have just used those names instead. And the other thing as well is you can't just do a simple push like that. You actually have to hold it down to make the switch. The HVAC is all along here, as you can see, and it is purely all just HVAC. There's nothing else sort of, so your windscreen demisters and all your aircon and things like that. Your lights are sort of pretty much automatic, and I'm going completely the wrong place there. That's where your lights are on there. And one thing I forgot to mention is that deactivates the lane keep assist. So it's just a double tap on the end of there. The infotainment is really good, actually. I was surprised how good it was. You get full screen. I'm not sure if I put my phone back down. Anyway, so before that sort of comes on, we've got like a energy efficiency thing here, which tells us what our motor is using whilst we're driving, and also our climate. What our climate is using, which is really useful. So if we switch off the AC, there we go. You can see we now go down to 0 kilowatts, or it's probably a very small amount. The other thing to mention is the scheduling. So you can, come on, there you go, set charge schedule. We can set a start time and an end time, which is fantastic, because if you're using a tariff at night, which allows you to use electricity very cheaply, it's perfect. You just set the car to sort of start charging whatever time your tariff starts, and then ends when your tariff ends. So it always means that you're getting or charging the car really cheaply. Okay, so looking at storage, one cup holder there, cards. The key needs to be down there, I think, to for the car to drive. 12 volt, USB-C and A. Yeah, mentioned those, volume, drive mode selector, and your parking brake. And then another cup holder down there, so you do get 2, which is good. I think we've had a look at the glove box. You know, it's a small car, so there's not a huge amount, but I have to say, it's certainly more than the Corsa we recently had. So visibility, the rear C-pillar, yeah, is quite big, but because the car is so small, you sort of know where all your corners are. Of course, it could be much better. We could have like a little window there, but I suppose it would spoil the design of the sort of that 500 silhouette that we all know and love. So there's no blind spot detection, and in this version anyway, or this spec, there's no reversing camera either. Quality, yeah, it's okay. I mean, that's sort of fairly soft-ish. Use these to open the tools. Sorry. And well, you heard the thunk of the door there. It's all fairly solidly put together. Doesn't move around too much. Steering wheel is nice. More sort of padding here. So yeah, perhaps not like Fiats of old. The build quality is actually okay. This is going to be the funny bit. Me trying to get into the back of this. Sat behind myself. So we just use that. Right. Gotta be like Houdini. Oh. Oh. Oh, what the? Oh no. No, right, okay. So that doesn't work at all. But yeah, it's a small car. What can you expect? I think if you put your seat forward, then it's okay. For kids, it's fine, but for adults, yeah, it's unless the adults in the front are small, there's not much space here. There you go. That's the walk around video of the Fiat 500 electric, or E. The wind. The wind. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like the styling? Do you think they've been, you know, it's a modern sort of tribute almost to the old 500? Do you think they've done a good job with it? Or is it, do you think, too compromised? I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said for small, lightweight, efficient cars. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.